Big welcome to all the Zodiac Signs to this next technique or method of meditation through the Book of Secrets by Osho. Now we did the first 4 and they were almost like a prerequisite, so if you're joining in right now you can watch the other 4 videos just that you get an understanding about how Osho is building, not of course he's building, but this old book, 5,000 years old book of this tantric writings, right? That is immediately saying we cannot talk about something, we need to experience it. And he's giving us, of course, immediately an experience. Now, the next part of the sutras, right, is saying 5 techniques of attentiveness. Now, very interesting. In the German book, they translated this master over dream and death. Right, just that you know, I mean, it's very interesting because you would think they translate this exactly the same way, but here it's like 5 techniques of attentiveness. Before it was basically the breath, right? I just want to go back to the first. The world of Tantra, and then we get, hold on, here it is, breath, which is a bridge, breath, a bridge to the universe, right? These were the first 4 sutras, we already did them, and now we are doing 5 techniques of attentiveness. The first one, the number 5, is attention between the eyebrows. Let mind be before thought. Let form fill with breath essence to the top of the head, and there shower as light. Shortly, focus your attention on the third eye. So he is talking here again about the third eye is the gland, the pituitary gland, and the pituitary gland is what gives us the sleep, right? Produces melatonin. And of course they say it's the seat of the soul, and the third eye is not really an eye, it is a technique that when I bring 2 eyes together, it should be like a magnet. When I look up to the point where the bindi is in India, right, put right here, or also where your yoga teacher is touching you in Shavasana. So what you can do is place your finger where you feel this is where the finger belongs. It's almost like it gets attracted, right? It gets pulled in. Because your 2 eyes, they're constantly moving, and we have a right and we have a left eye. So we are training the 2 eyes to come together. We're training the 2 eyes to become one. And when you place the finger and you're trying to imagine that you're looking up at the third eye, at this point, or where the finger is touching, then you want to roll your eyes up from the inside and you want to look up to that point. Don't look too much up, then you are actually looking up at the head. You want to look that it's feeling comfortable, not strenuous. And then all of a sudden there is this attraction, there is this magnetism that's pulling you in, and it's bringing you then deep within. So this magnet is of course important because it makes you become a watcher. You're not part of life anymore, of the duality of life. You become the observer, the watcher of life happening around you. And this is important because the moment when you gain a distance to what's happening, you're not taking it personal. He's not attacking me. He's attacking actually, he is himself, or whoever is attacking you, let's say, he is himself in a dual split, right? So maybe he is in a rage and he's screaming at you. But he's actually not really screaming at you. He is himself split. So if you stay split as well, then of course you go to the opposite side and you say, listen, this is not okay. But if you step out of it, then you start noticing there's no one that can be offended. There's no one anymore that's separate. There is a human being that is united and is completely seeing what's happening. Then, when we are able to find that point right here on the third eye, right? Then he says, then let form fill with breath essence to the top of the head and there shower as light. What does he mean with that? Is that he explains that when we breathe in the oxygen, it's the oxygen itself is like a container, it's like a medium. Within the oxygen there is a life force called prana. And in yoga we do pranayama, we expand this life force. We make it grow, we make it bigger. And when you are locked with your eyes to the third eye and you feel the breath, so when you feel the inhale coming in, it's the future that comes in down into your belly, right? And then when you exhale, it's coming back up and it's going back out and you become empty. Imagine that when it inhales, comes in, it fills your whole body, right? This energy is filling you. And then when you exhale, you let it rain while it comes up and out. You let it rain over you like a shower, right? Let form fill with breath essence to the top of the head. So this is, of course, an imagination that is becoming quite important, because if you cannot imagine it, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. But the thing is that unknowingly that we are imagining that, you know, we think about a friend and all of a sudden the phone calls and here he is calling you. And so this imagination can actually attract, right? When we imagine things and we imagine that these showers and these pranic energies filling us, we are stepping into another dimension, and that other dimension is creating then the manifestation of situation that you are not able otherwise to control. Because when you're in the third eye, you're becoming almost like a master that is now able to see these different dimensions and able to bring them here into this world, right? So one more time, that attention between the eyebrows, let mind be before thought, let form fill with breath essence to the top of the head, and there shower as light. Right? So let's do this. And we're again going to place our feet flat on the floor and sit back in your chair. Feel the back of your chair, right? Feel that you're leaning in. Bring your right hand on top of the left, so it's the masculine is protected within the feminine. But you can, well, really, you can change it if you feel this is better, that the masculine is protecting the feminine. But in a way, it's like the earth is holding both, right? All seeds are welcomed by the earth, by the feminine, by the dark. You're placing the thumbs together and placing it on top of your thighs. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Just release and close your eyes with me. We go through the first 4 breathing exercises. Very quickly, just feel at your nostrils the breath moving in and the breath moving out, like a two-way street. And you notice there's a gap before, again, it goes in and before it goes out. Then we made a turning point in turning the breath to the left, like 1/2 of a circle down into the belly. Exhale to the right, the other half of the circle back up to the nostrils, exhaling. Right? Inhale, you go to the left into the belly, and that's where the turning point is. Exhale from the right, go the other half of the circle back up into your nostril. So it's not a one or two-way street, it is a circle. The third one, I created the circle, inhale going to the back, in a half circle into the belly. Exhale out of the belly to the front, the other half back into the nostril. So you're becoming aware of 2 of the 4 elements, right, to the left and to the right, to the back and to the front, which creates more a sphere around from the nose to the nostril and from the nostril back to the nose. Inhale to the back, into the belly. Exhale out of the belly to the front, and that's a fusion point, not a turning point, a fusion point. The fourth one then was just observe when your breath stops. The fifth technique is you bringing yourself now, the 2 eyes, notice how they move inside your eyelids. And they will always move if you not learn how to control them. So of course we take the third eye, the spot that we touched between the eyebrows. And we lock our eyes, slightly looking upwards within. And you will notice a magnetism or a sucking in when you found the spot. Sometimes it's a little higher, sometimes it's lower. You will feel that you're looking within, not out anymore. And now feel how the breath is entering you, filling you with the essence of prana. And again, how when you exhale, it is showering you with light. Notice when you inhale, your belly fills, and you want to fill yourself up to the top of your head. And then you exhale again from the bottom. You're releasing all the air, but you imagine it's raining down light. Just continue. Experiment. Continue with this meditation on your own for another 5, 10, 15, however long, until you feel the urge to actively do something. That's when you open your eyes, which I do now, open my eyes. And you will feel the difference when you look now and when you breathe and when you hold your eyes, whatever you're looking at. Maybe at the flower, maybe at my eyes, maybe at my face. Hold them more still. Become more aware of how the eye movement is making you anxious. And the more quiet your eyes are, the more quiet you become from within. I thank you so much for practicing with me this meditation. Namaste.